Kamsi, wake up now. Wake up.
When you move, why at all?
I'm Ebuka Njoku, a University of Nigeria Nsukka dropout. I was born in Abani, an outskirts of Enugu. Then I grew up in Oka before moving to Nsukka for my university education. It was in UNN. Okay, I actually fell in love with movies when I was a kid. You know, watching Ejele, Ahana, Living in Bondage, Titanic, Sound of Music and all that. But it was in UNN I got the confidence to, venture into it. So with a couple of my friends, we formed a film club. Then we started making films. So at the point, I started finding school boring. So I left. Went to Lagos to chase my Nollywood dreams.
3 years into my Nollywood journey, I had some sad experiences that made me quit.
When I decided to give up Nollywood in 2016, I went into the street, basically trying to find a different career route. Out of frustration, I spoke with different people. Some people tried to convince me into trying Yahoo. It made me realize the struggles. Like at the point, I discovered that Yahoo boys, we are not actually just the villains. They were also victims of the society. Because it's a lot anyway. But the most shocking part of my discovery was realizing that Yahoo Plus had nothing to do with juju. It's actually human organ harvesting business. So I found that thrilling because every now and then you hear cases of people being kidnapped, girls' panties used for money rituals, and people carrying animal parts in form of ritual and all that. So I also found it more shocking that we've been making movies in Nigeria for years now, and for decades now, and nobody has ever thought it wise to put it on screen. So Yahoo Plus is my avenue of addressing that issue. But then, of course, I had to add some entertaining elements like love, friendship, action and all that to make the story captivating for anybody that gets to see it. My greatest frustration as a scriptwriter in Nollywood has been trying to convince producers to try something new. So, at a point, from walking away from a show I created to watering down some stories I've written for people, and just the whole frustration of it made me realize that for me to actually tell the kind of stories I want to tell in Nollywood and make the kind of money I want to make in the industry, because to an extent, part of the ability to tell your story and to give other people like you the opportunity to tell their stories depend on how much resources you have. So once I realized that, it dawned on me that I have to, take up producing, because that's the only way I could have made a story like a film like Yahoo Plus. Trust me, I'm not sure of any producer. I can't think of any Nigerian producer that would have funded a film like Yahoo Plus. So it had to be me. So once I realized that, I registered for a filmmaking workshop that took a month. Then there I met a couple of upcoming Nigerian filmmakers, writers, and directors. Then the lessons from the workshop gave me the confidence that this is actually something I could do. So after the workshop, I started drafting different proposals and all that. It's thank God I actually believed that I could do it, because when I started going through the process, at some point I actually felt producing was actually a wrong career choice because it's way harder than I expected it to be. But here we are. I've done it. And one other thing that I feel helped me make it possible was I realized that it was going to be hard. So I had to call in favors from a friend of mine, Lorenzo. He's a senior colleague actually, to come produce with me. So I leveraged on his connects and his wisdom and experiences. So that coupled with my own ambition and my desire to tell a unique story. Film is basically a fine blend of sound and moving pictures. So that makes music a very important element of film production. So during the course of making Yahoo Plus, I realized that we need lots of music. So as an upcoming producer, I had to find a way to go around it. I had two choices: buy rights to some popular songs that I would have loved to use, or create original songs. Creating original songs was the cheaper route, and also it gave me more control of the content of the music I'm going to use for my film. And also it's another revenue generation opportunity. So it's, to me, it's I don't really know why lots of Nollywood filmmakers and producers don't experiment more on making soundtracks for their film.
They find the kiss, you, I know they find the woman, and all I need is cheese.
Entertainment. I mean, it has. The first place we screened Yahoo Plus was in a university environment, University of Nigeria, Ebuka, and the reception was crazy. Like some scenes had some of the audience screaming, some had them shouting back at the characters, some had them arguing. So Yahoo Plus is one hell of an entertaining film. But on the other hand, it's a movie that is going to break your heart. It's a movie that is going to make you fall in love with pidgin language, Igbo language, and Nigerian English. It's also going to make you see Yahoo Plus and Yahoo Boys from a different perspective. Then if you're a lover of if you're a film enthusiast, you're also going to love the composition, and if you're a music enthusiast, you're going to love what we did with the sound, especially the EP. So it's a full package. It's a full package that is going to touch your heart, your mind, and your soul. One film will do that for you, and that is Yahoo Plus. Okay, I'm not gonna start sounding like a philosopher or your dad or whatever. The truth is, the best way to make films is to make films. Go out there, make your films. Fuck whatever anybody tells you about what sells or what's Nigerian audience like. Discover that shit for yourself, you know, and open your eyes so that you can learn how to see things for yourself. Open your ears so that you can understand Nigerian sound. That will also help your film sound. And then open your mind, you know, learn to see things from different perspectives. And then go out there and talk shit up.
Trust is the bottom line. That's the essence of all of this.
If I have to sacrifice the main thing I am sacrificing for.
From professional on skills up and down.
Mansa.